Bonjour tout le monde, c'est Tom ici à Shanghai, and I'm back for another Eurovision reaction video. France will be represented by Tom Leeb in Eurovision this year. The song is called The Best of Me, dodgy title, not in French. So we're going to listen to it, react, see what we think about the song and its chances at Eurovision. So, on y va. First, I'm just going to give a brief intro to France in the competition. If you want to skip straight to my reaction, just use the timestamps. France, one of my favorite countries in the competition. I've always said that. If you look at the open era of Eurovision from 2008 onwards, since the semi-finals started, France have been in my top 10 7 times. The only countries who've had more top 10s for me are Ukraine and Sweden. But I always love what France brings. It's always very classy, very strong. Destination Eurovision was my absolute favorite national final. That everyone in the community would agree, but I think that's a pretty common sentiment that Destination Eurovision was an absolute and utter success. They only went for 2 years, but the standard was unbelievable. This like real grassroots French songwriting, really fantastic. You had some really solid pop songs, but then you also had this like real French fantastic flair with songs like Lisbonne, Jerusalem and Le Dernier qui a parlé. For me, it was a massive success. I feel they were disappointed because they came 13th and 16th in the final, and that was considered bad results. I don't know, I felt that was a little bit impatient. They sent 2 really fantastic songs that the community absolutely loved. It's always going to be difficult for the big 5 because they only get to heard once. I feel like they just wanted to create a melody festival in 2 years. That takes time. I think what they created in 2 years was fantastic, but who knows what's going on in terms of rating figures and finances behind, but very disappointing they cut it. So we're going to find out today what Destination Eurovision was sacrificed for. Now, first of all, I've noticed that the song is being written by Thomas Gieson and Peter Bostrom. I gotta admit, the first thing that's coming into my head is Melfest reject. Are those writers going to send their best song to a foreign country? I think they're more likely to send their best song to their own country, just out of like a sense of loyalty and patriotism, because Melfest do take a lot of their songs every year. I've also noticed that John Ludwig is one of the writers as well. You gotta admit, John Ludwig, if he'd written a really great song, he's going to keep it for himself. I don't think he's going to give away a winning song to someone else. So I'm already a little bit anxious. I gotta admit as well, I've had a lot of comments in the comments section and friends of mine messaging me saying that they're not like this. I haven't heard anything positive yet. I'm gonna keep an open mind because who knows, it might just be something that really works with me. I absolutely hated It's My Turn, John Ludwig's ballad from the year before he won. Oh God, I'm just trying to stay optimistic. Let's see. Here we go. Oh God. I genuinely do agree with the community. I'm just hoping there's like one of these bizarre instances where, I don't know, everyone has been wrong. Like 200 people have been wrong. It's quite wishful thinking, but let's see. Okay, it's the first English language title since 1990. Joël Ursule, props to you if you remember that song. I don't remember that. White and Black Blues. Sounds like the earlier version of Barbara Mochova. Let's just give it a shot. Open mind, open mind, open mind. Tom Leeb, The Best of Me, Wanna Know My Secret, bang. Oh God, it's John Ludwig, isn't it? It's got John Ludwig's fingerprint all over it. Come on, Tom. You are the best in me. You're making it all complete. I don't mind the English. People were rapping about the English. It's not awful, but it's very safe so far. I don't see why it has to have an English verse as well. I don't feel like I got any like lyrical information from that. Okay, nice build. Okay. Okay, this isn't too bad. It's so weird. I'm just thinking about John Ludwig singing this all the time. It's so John. Oh no, this breakdown's not working. I like the concept of the breakdown, but this doesn't actually work. Oh, getting Disney now. Fine, but very predictable. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I've been warned it was going to be awful, so. Okay, look, definitely not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okay, if I had heard this without a lot of warnings, like I got so many warnings, people were like, prepared, because people know how much I like the French song, usually. I think I would have had quite a visceral reaction to that. I think I would have been quite angry. The fact that I was so massively prepared, in fact, I was prepared for it to be really desperate. It's not as bad as that, I don't think. So actually I was kind of like, oh, this is okay. That doesn't mean I like it. It's just not as dire as I had been programmed to believe. Okay, first thing off the bat, you've got to wonder, was it worth sacrificing Destination Eurovision, building up a grassroots French writing movement for this? Absolutely and utterly not. This is okay. It's not dire. It's very bland. It's very safe, very predictable, and I wouldn't say it's uninspiring because it does have a nice swirl and he's got nice vocals, but this wouldn't make you go, oh, or gasp. This wouldn't stop you in your tracks or make you gasp or anything like that. It is super, super safe. What makes it even more confusing is that they've chosen Swedish songwriters, so they've given up. The irony of them giving up something that was building up French songwriting in the country to pick a Swedish reject song is quite bizarre. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. The thing I'll say is, for all we know, they did open up submissions to Destination Eurovision this year and the songs weren't good. So just because the last 2 years have been good doesn't mean it's going to be good every year. They might have got a ton of crap songs and be like, okay, we do not have enough songs for a show, and they resorted to getting this. I don't know, I find it hard to believe that there wasn't any good songs in France, even if the final, instead of being, usually it's 16, even if it was just whittled down to 6. I find that hard to believe that they couldn't find anything, but that is a possibility. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They haven't told us, so it's pure speculation. What do I think about him? Okay, I think in the mainstream he's going to be perceived as public. You know, I don't know. I don't really care. I want to have a good song. He's got lots of performance experience. I presume the performance is going to be good. I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like Destination Eurovision, we had a Rolls Royce and it's kind of been traded in for a tricycle. It's just nothing. It's very nothing. You know, and the title's in English. There's got a lot of English verses. I just feel like I don't know. If I was French, I'd be really pissed off about this. Why is it in English? I don't get it. Like, the lyrics are so vapid. It's just like, you make me feel good about myself. Like, that's been done a billion times. You don't need to say that in English because that's not special or unique or gonna make anyone go, oh my God, I've never heard that before in a love song. Like, you've literally heard that a billion times. You don't need that part to be in English. So I think the whole thing should be in French. There's been so many, this just looks like accumulation of a lot of bad decisions. I want to know what's gone on in the background to get to this point, because maybe there are really good reasons, and that's why I don't want to attack the French delegation, because for all we know, legitimately, they might have just been stuck in this situation with this. I think this will have some fans. I think this is definitely going to be the same people who voted for Leonora last year, and she ended up, I think, she didn't end up top 10. She ended up pretty close to the top 10. Yeah, and she qualified from the difficult semi-final as well. So there is a market for this. Usually the French song is a bit fun, it's a bit exciting, it's a bit different or unusual, or it has a bit of France in it, has a bit of spice and oomph. This is totally spiceless, oomphless, Frenchless. Is that what I want from a French entry? No. This could be an entry from Sweden, Norway. This is so Danish. This could be like, usually there's like 5 songs like this in the Danish national final. Look, it's just sad. At the end of the day though, if this bombing is what the French delegation needs to bring back Destination Eurovision, then go for it. If the ratings weren't high enough, just make it cheaper. I'm sure they can afford it. Just be more economical with your money. Make it 1 final instead of 2. Chop out 1 hour of the show. Don't go to the frickin' judges for 30 minutes after every song. I feel like they should have resorted to renovating Destination Eurovision instead of just selling out to Swedish songwriters. It's really sad. It's sad. Look, I'm not hating on Swedish songwriters. You know I love Melfest, but this is a Melfest reject, and seeing an automatic qualifier pick a Melfest reject, So think about all those people in the semis who are not going to get in because this Melfest reject has automatically got in. That just breaks my heart. Would this qualify? This would not qualify from the first semi-final. It would from the second, I'd say. This is taking up the slot from someone in the first qualifier. Imagine this takes up the slot of the Roop. That's devastating. I'm upset. I'm not as upset as I was told I was going to be. Yeah, like how have the odds reacted? It hasn't, it has dropped quite a bit. I always find that Betfair Exchange is the first one to react to odds. It's dropped from 19 to the kind of 30s in the odds. Yeah, that seems pretty fair. Like, I don't think this will come last. I think this is the type of song that will come like 30, if you had like a 41 final competition, I think this is the type of song that will come like 32nd or 33rd. I think that's where it's probably going to be in a lot of people's personal ratings. But again, look, let's just wait and see. Maybe he can bring this alive with the staging. We've seen staging transformations before. His raw product is not fantastic, but it's not unsalvageable. I'm sure they can salvage something from this. I think this needs a revamp. Change it entirely to French. Change the bridge completely. It was very G-rated. Pocahontas. Give a little bit of edge or a little bit of darkness to the song. It is so sugary, sugar. Anyway, so what do you think about Tom Leeb's Best of Me? Do you think it's the best of France? I don't think so. Please leave your rants in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another Eurovision reaction video very soon. Goodbye.